Okay, I'm going to make a two-part video here. Basically, I did a drywall patch here, and I'm going to mask. This is the baseboard here, and I already masked it. I took some plastic with some 1.5 inch and did what they call a hard line below where I want to stop my paint. So basically, this will be a little bit of a two-part video. A, it'll be masking 101, and B, it'll be how to use caulking to get a laser straight line. So essentially, here's the 3 thicknesses of tape rolls that most everybody uses. A, you have a 3/4 inch tape roll. B, you have an 1.5 inch tape roll. And C, you have a 2-inch tape roll. So obviously, depending on where and what application you have, depends on the size you want to use. For example, I like to use 1.5 inch a lot. It's wider, you know, especially when you're taping plastic. The plastic machine I have actually has this on the roll. So basically there's a roll of plastic with a roll of tape. I found this to be the best way to get laser sharp lines. I'm decent at cutting things in, but I'm much better at taping and caulking, and you can virtually look like a pro if you tape and caulk. So today I'm using a product by DAP called Alex Plus. This is actually one of my favorite products. This is paintable caulking, so it's a 40-year caulking, and basically this is white. It comes in clear as well. Clear is kind of a nice tool to use. This is probably my go-to, as long as what you're painting up against is white. If this was different colors, I mean, it still works, but as long as your trim's white, you can get away with a white caulk. Otherwise, just use clear. If you use the clear, it'll actually go on white, and then when it's dry, it'll dry clear, and you'll know you're ready to caulk. So basically what I do is I hardline below, and then, or you can hardline it right to this line. So the trim's white, the wall's yellow, and basically I like to hardline it below it because I used to do auto body, and auto body, you hardline things below when you mask on a line. Reason being is that way, if I put an additional piece of tape up above, I can manipulate it if I have to. I can move the line easily without disrupting the plastic and the tape. So here's how I basically do it. I covered in one of my other videos that I always wear a headlight, so that helps a lot. But essentially, when you're masking, what you want to do, or what I do, is I'm right-handed, so I hold the tape roll in my right hand, and you want to guide it with your right hand, and you want to tack it with your left hand. So I'll start from left and mask it to the right. So basically, here's how you do it. So I'm going to turn on my headlight, which helps kind of show things a lot. So I grab the roll like this. So here's the edge, and here's the roll itself. Here's the end. I'll tack the end of it, and right in the corner, basically. And then there's a couple ways to use your tape roll. I'll turn the light off here, but you know, you can hold it like this or hold it like this. I hold the end, so I tack the end of the roll here with my left hand and hold it tight. And I put just a little bit of pressure, and I twist my roll. I don't hold it like this, I twist it just a little bit. So basically, you can guide it with your right hand and lightly press it down with your left hand. That's basically how you do it. So I kind of hold my roll like that. Hopefully you can see it. So it's at a little bit of an angle. And then I press it down with my left hand. Then you want to press the tape down, make sure it's tight. So what I do is I'll take the Alex Plus, and then I'll take a damp microfiber cloth. So I cut the tip, if you can see here, kind of to an angle. So it's like a 45-degree angle. Some guys like to run it straight. I like to run an angle. So basically, I'll start at the left-hand side, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the trigger and just put a real small bead on there. The bead is just extremely small. So you do a nice bead, whoop, just like that. The bead broke just in the center, which is okay. So then when I'm done, I push the caulking gun button to basically release it. But if it holds pressure, sometimes the caulking guns, even if they say they don't leak, they'll leak a little bit. So I hold the microfiber towel in my left hand, and then I'll start to smooth it out with my right hand. One of the biggest keys is you just want to press it down as tight as possible, and you should still, the edge of the tape roll should be transparent. You don't necessarily want to put a build of caulking on it. You're essentially just trying to smooth it out and just seal the edge of the tape. So literally it'll just look like this. So I take my pointer finger and I drag it against the caulking, and then that's it. And I'll take the excess on my finger, wipe it on a damp rag. If you want, you can go over it one more time just to press it in. But essentially, and you don't need to put a ton of caulking on there, just enough to seal the edge of that tape. But basically, it should look like that. So you want to let it dry, and then you'll paint it. And after you paint it, I would say the next morning. I don't like to do it the same day, but I like to come back the next day and peel it. One little trick which I find to be awesome is when you go to unmask it, instead of unmasking it and pulling it straight up, like for example, I'll put it down like this. Say for example let's see, like that. Say for example that's on the end, that's down here. So instead of pulling it out like this, the main thing is you want to pull it back against itself. So that'll cut through the caulking. So I do it the next morning after it's all painted, and yeah, just turn it. I'll show you guys real quick. Just come back against itself, and you'll get a beautiful, crisp, laser sharp line. So hope this helps. Thanks.